Hello, dear students, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Dear friends, since last many days, I have been thinking to make a video on the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad because I liked this book very much, and this book is very important because this book teaches us how to make our money to work for us. All of us means common men. All of us, what do? We work for money. We work for money, and that's why we are poor, or we cannot become economically free, or we cannot achieve economical freedom. That is the reason because we work for money. But there are many rich people, and what do? They don't work for money, their money works for them. And according to writer Robert Kiyosaki, the book Rich Dad Poor Dad is written by Robert Kiyosaki, and Robert Kiyosaki says that it is very easy to work for money, but it is very difficult to make our money work for us. If we have ability to make our money work for us, then we can become economically free, or we can achieve economical freedom. And here Robert says that if you want economical freedom, or if you want your money should work for you, then you should study this book. So today I decided to discuss on some points from this book, and today we are going to talk about the first chapter of this book. What is the first chapter of this book? The first chapter is The Rich Don't Work for Money. What is the first chapter? The rich don't work for money. So we have to learn, if rich don't work for money, then how do they become rich men? What is the formula of becoming a rich person in life? And that formula is told in this book. So I'm going to discuss about some points from this lesson. And in the very beginning of this chapter, Robert says the poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money, work for them. The poor and the middle class work for money. Means we people who are middle class or who are poor, they work for money. But there are rich people, they don't work for money, but their money works for them. Their money works for them. And if we want to become rich person in life, then we also try to know how money will work for us. Now in the first chapter, Robert says that, can you tell me how to get rich? And in the first chapter, the first line is, Robert is speaking with his father, and Robert is asking to his father, Dad, can you tell me how to get rich? Dad, can you tell me how to get rich? Then what happens? He says, my dad put down the evening paper. Why do you want to get rich, son? Then his father asked Robert, why do you want to get rich? Why do you want to become rich? Then Robert says that Robert is a small child. He is 9 years old child, and he is taking education in school. And he says that in his school there is one boy, and his name is Jimmy. There is one boy, and his name is Jimmy. And he says that one day Jimmy's mother took Jimmy and other 3 friends of Jimmy into their new Cadillac car. She took them to their beach house. And Jimmy did not invite Robert and his friend Mike. And Jimmy said to Robert that he did not invite them because they are poor, because they are not rich, they are poor. And he says, that's why, Father, I have to become rich. And when Robert was saying these things to his father, at that time Robert was 9 years old, and the year was 1956. The year was 1956, and Robert was just 9 years old. And Robert is asking to his father, Father, Daddy, tell me how to get rich. Means when Robert was 9 years old, at that time he wanted to become rich. Means he had attraction for money. And the reason which attracted Robert towards money was the very expensive car of Jimmy and his beach house. And then Robert says that we were primarily a sugar plantation town in Hawaii. And Robert used to live in Hawaii. It was a town, it was a city, and it was sugar plantation. Means there was sugar factory in their town. And then his father says to Robert, dear son, if you want to be rich, you have to learn to make money. Then father answers to Robert, if you want to become a rich person, then you have to learn to make money. You should learn to earn money. Then Robert asks his father, how do I make money? I asked. Then Robert asked to his father, Father, tell me, how can I make money? How can I make money? Then Robert's father, well, use your head, son. Father says, dear son, you have to use your head. You have to think how to make money. Even then, I knew that really meant that's all I am going to tell you, or I don't know the answer, so don't embarrass me. And his father told him, I also don't know how to make money. If you have to become rich, then you should learn to make money. You should try to know how to make money. And then what happens? When father says to Robert, you should learn to make money. Then Robert had his friend Mike, and both of them come together. Robert and Mike come together and they decide to make money. And now they were thinking how to make money, how to earn money. So they were thinking how to make money. And what happens? Then one idea came into their mind. And now they were collecting empty Colgate tubes. We use Colgate to brush our tooth. And they were collecting used tubes. And at that time, those tubes were made of lead. Those tubes were not made of paper or other material. They used to make the tubes of paste of lead, and they collected many used tubes. And one day they heated on fire in a pot to collected tubes, and those tubes now they were melted and they were transformed into nickel. And now Robert and his friend Mike, they were making coins of money coins from that nickel. And when they were making money, at that time Robert's father comes there with his friend, and he asks to Robert and Mike Dear children, what are you doing? And they said to his father, Father, you told me to learn to make money, so I am making money. And then his father says that these are counterfeits. These are the money which you are making. These are counterfeit, means these are duplicate money. These are not original money. And the act of making money is not legal, it is illegal. It is illegal. And when they came to know that the act of making money was illegal, then Robert says that on the very first day of making money, he and his friend had started a business in a partnership, but on the very first day, their business was closed. They stopped making money. Then, next time, Robert says that really they were poor. Really, they were poor. And he says that Jimmy was right. Jimmy was right. He said that Robert and Mike are poor children. He was right. So now they are frustrated. They are super frustrated. They are very frustrated. They are depressed. Now they have become negative, and they were saying that it is not possible for us to become a rich person in life. But Robert's father says to Robert, you children will become rich persons one day, because there are many people, they only think to become rich, but they don't take action. And at least you have taken action. So don't give up. Keep up, or try to learn how to make money. Try to find out the ways to make money. Then Robert asked to his father, Father, you are saying me to keep up, and you are saying me try to find out the ways to become rich. Then why did you not become rich? Why did you not become rich? Then his father says to Robert, Robert, I am a teacher. Robert's father was teacher. He says, Robert, I am a teacher, and teacher don't think about money. They just like to teach children. They don't want to become a rich person. They don't want to become a rich person in life. And he says finally, Robert, I would have helped you to make money, but I would like to tell you the fact that I also don't know how to make money. I also don't know how to make money. And when father was saying to Robert that father also doesn't know how to make money, at that time Mike was with Robert. And then father said to Robert, you can go to Mike's father. You can go to Mike's father and you can ask him how to become rich. And Mike's father was a businessman. Mike's father was a businessman, so he knows how to become rich. And when father says to Robert that they can go to Mike's father and ask him, then Mike says that if my father had knowledge to become rich, then why are we not rich? Why are we not rich? Because our house is a very small house. We don't have a car. We don't have a big bungalow. We don't have a beach house. Then how are we rich? Then Robert's father says to them that now, and he says, it does not mean if we have a big bungalow, we have a beautiful car, it means we are rich. It means we are rich. He says that Mike's father is a businessman and now he is not rich, but he will become rich very early. He will become rich very early. And he says that Jimmy's father was working in a sugar factory, and the car which he was using was given to him by the factory. And when he will lose his job from that factory, at that time he will become a poor man. And when Robert's father will lose his job or when he will retire, at that time he also will become a poor man. But Mike's father is a businessman and he will become very rich in his life. So that he advised them that they can go to Mike's father and take the advice of his father about becoming rich. Then Mike says to Robert, okay, I will go to my house and I will ask my father if he will teach us about becoming rich. And if he will say yes, then I will call you. Then Mike goes to his house. He meets his father and he asks his father, Father, my friend Robert and I want to become rich person in life. And his father, Robert's father, told us that you can teach us how to earn money or how to become rich. Are you ready to teach us how to become rich in life? Then his father agrees with him. So Mike calls to Robert and he tells him that my father is ready to teach us. So tomorrow in the morning you can come to my house. Then tomorrow morning Robert catches a bus at 7 o'clock in the morning and he goes to Mike's house. And when he visits Mike's house at that time, he observes that Mike's house was a very small house. His house was very small house. His house was very old house. And there was a lot of stuff in his house because his house was very small and there were many things. And he was thinking, how is it possible that a man who doesn't have a big bungalow, who doesn't have a car, who doesn't have an expensive car, will teach them how to become rich? So he goes in the living room of Mike, and Mike and Robert are waiting there for Mike's father. Mike's father was speaking on phone. He was busy in his work. But after some time, when his work is over, he comes in the living room and he talks with Robert and Mike. And Robert says to Mike's father that they have to learn how to become rich. Then Mike's father says to them, yes, I will teach you. I will teach you how to become rich, but I will not teach you as they are taught in the school. In the school, they give lecture. They give only information. And he says, I will not teach you like they are taught in the school. And he says that, yes, he will teach them, but they will have to work for him. Every Saturday, they will have to come in the office of Mike's father and they will have to work there for 3 hours. Every Saturday, they will have to work for 3 hours and he will give them 10 annas for 1 hour's work. He will give them 10 anna for 1 hour. Are you ready? And then Robert says that no. On Saturday, he has to play soccer. It is a game. He goes to play basketball or some game. And his father says, if he will not listen to them, they can say yes or no. They have to answer, they have to accept it or they have to reject it. And then Robert accepts it and they starts work in the Mike's father's office. But for 4 weeks, Mike's father did not meet to Robert and he did not speak a single word with him. So at the end of the 4th week, Robert says to Mike, I want to quit this job. I don't want to do this job. Then Mike laughs and Mike says to Robert, yes, my father had told me the same thing, that you will quit the job. And my father had told me when you will say you want to quit the job, at that time you can go and meet my father. Okay, today we will go and meet my father. Then they go and meet to Mike's father, and Mike's father, Robert says to him, Robert blames to Mike's father that he had promised them to teach them how to become rich, but he is not teaching them. He is deceiving them. He is deceiving them, and he is exploiting them. He is doing their exploitation, and he says that he is angry with him and Robert's father, and he says to Mike's father that there are many people who are working under Robert's father and under Mike's father, and Mike's father is not giving them good salary. So Mike's father is exploiting people. Then Mike's father says to Robert that Mike's father is a rich dad, and Robert's father is a poor dad. Then rich dad says that I am not exploiting the workers, or I am not exploiting the employees. They themselves are exploiting, because if it is not affordable to them to work under Mike's father, they can leave the job. But there is a fear in their mind. There is a fear in their mind that they will become unemployed if they will quit the job. That's why they are not quitting the job. So I am not exploiting them. They themselves are exploiting them. And then Mike's father says to Robert, if you want to learn how to become rich, then you will have to work for me. And from tomorrow onwards, I will not give you money also. I will not give you a single coin. If you are ready for this, then I will teach you. I will teach you how to make money. If you are not ready, then I will not teach you. You can quit. You can accept it or you can quit it. And now Robert understands that. He understands some points which were told by Mike's father, and he accepts it. He says, okay, I will work for you without money, but you should teach me how to become rich. Dear friends, remaining part we will discuss the remaining part of this chapter tomorrow. If you like this video, please like it, share it, comment on it, and if you have not subscribed my channel, and if you are interested in learning things like this, then you can subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot.